Hey guys, this is gonna be a quick video. I just watched a video on a tutorial on how to complete the Busy Beer Bee quest fast. Yes, I play this game. I'm addicted to it, and I didn't really view it as like a pretty optimal trick at all, honestly. So I'm gonna explain to you things after me experiencing and doing like almost three rotate. Actually, I think I'm on my third rotation now. I'm gonna explain to you some tricks that I have for it. So firstly, we know we can just go to a website and get a recipe list. Like here is a website of the whole recipe list. The main issue, I would say, or one of the biggest issues, is getting the perfect sizes and getting the honey glazed. So I'm going to touch on the honey glaze first. Well, at least what I did is, I'm sure most of you guys have done this, is you can either use honeybee, bear bee, which is kind of a bit harder to get. You could either trade for a hatch. I'm not going to advise people to trade with this, how scammable the system is, but you can get a bear bee, or you can get the honey sprinklers, which you're most likely going to encounter another honey sprinkler like this than a bear bee. Because the honey sprinklers, everything in that area you put it in becomes honey glazed. But you only need 5 honey glazed. I'd say only 5, but it's a lot. You need 5 honey glazed for this event, which is rose, bamboo, mango, grape, and beanstalk, as it says right here. It's credits to this website. Oh, IGN did it. Wow, nice. So what I would do is I don't have it. Unfortunately, my how cluttered my place is, I couldn't do it. So I would have the grape. I have the grape, bamboo, and rose in one area over here, and in my other area, I have the mango and the beanstalk. But if your place is much more spacious than mine, I would have had them all over here if I was able to store my durians. I don't want to delete my durians, but if you have more space than me, what I would do is place every single one in one area and then get good sized fruit of each of them and then place the honey sprinkler down. Or if you want to be completely optimal, which I don't suggest by the way because you need a bunch of other fruit, is only have a plot with only those 5 fruits or 5 plants and have a bear bee, and so the bear bees only honey glaze those. But you already have to get the size for it, and that's when I'm going to get to the size. So I'm sure people have used sprinklers, and still I've seen people struggle with tomato the most. Tomato, my personal struggle is the grape, but I've seen people struggle with tomato, which I actually found a really easy trick for, and it's thanks to this little kitty over here if I can find him. Ooh, that shot. Let's see. Let me just check the shop here. See if I can show you an example of the honey sprinklers here. What timing? My friend over there is trying to make a big sunflower. Oh freak! I hate when I press the "What are you" by accident. I like to check style. This is pretty. See, look at that honey sprinkler right there. That's the time I'm making this video. Perfect. See, you could get that much faster than now. I gotta get that on other accounts. I grind this game on multiple accounts. Anyways, we're gonna get to the size. Where is the kitty at? So for size for fruits, you see, you have a bunch of big fruit here. I do it thanks to this little guy over here. Oh my God, no! Oh, here you are. My moon cat, which came from the moonlit event. So every 60 seconds, basically, they nap for 20 seconds, and any new fruit within 20 studs will be 1.5 times larger. So what I usually do is when it naps, you see a big circle appear while it's napping. I pick up the fruit in the area it naps, and the next fruit that usually goes from it is much bigger, which is why I already have a decently sized tomato right here, some bigger sized big corn, and I have 8 pet equips. I can make another video on how I optimize to get max upgrades because I did get them for free if you guys would like that. But I would see how he's napping here? I would pick up, let's say, this apple, this tiny apple right here and here. And then we come back to maybe at the end of this video and see if they're much bigger. But I usually run 8 of them, so they cover a lot of ground, so you could make big fruits everywhere. And that's how I usually get my missions done. Got me some huge wait, bamboo doesn't affect, but let me see if I can show you an example. I got this huge rose because of doing it with cats. And if you don't have Mooncat and you're just now starting out, there is alternatives. Like, let me show you. I'm using the wiki now. The regular cat, which is from the Uncommon Eggs, does it for 80 seconds. It's not as strong, sadly. Only does 1.25, but it still is helpful, and the studs is not as big as either. But there's also a slightly better cat you can get, which is the orange tabby, which is from the rare egg. And they do it for 90 seconds and a higher stud range. And they do it around the same amount as the cat. The only thing that makes the moon cat really better than this one is it does it quicker and more range. And it has a little extra part of the passive, which I can explain to you guys. Actually, for making honey, because you also technically need to get it's 500 like something honey to fully finish the crafting. But but since I'm on the mooncats, I'll do that now. So I have some moon mangoes. This is for people with mooncat, so you can skip this if you don't have mooncat or moon mangoes. For pollinating, these moon mangoes usually are over 10 kg, and with the mooncat's ability, you have a chance to get it back every single time you pick it up. And if you have multiple mooncats, you can stack that effect. All pets stack. I used to People used to say some pets don't stack. It is a lie. All pets stack. So you can use that, and it'll keep saying it replanted itself, and that's an easy way to get pollen. Honey. I said pollen. Honey. If they're pollinated. Okay. So I talked about size, and I talked about HoneyGlazed. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this is probably the most optimal trick out of all of it. Let me just make sure I touched on everything. I touched on the mooncat, touched on HoneyGlazed. This is like the most optimal trick. So when you have the perfect size fruit you want, and it's pollinated, and HoneyGlazed, this works for both. I take out all my ants. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus, ant. Both ants are obtainable, by the way. So this is not an ant that you can miss. You can actually still get this ant now. Both ants. Okay, I lost the ant. So we're just gonna go through the passive here. So the ant has a chance to duplicate harvested fruits, right? This is not fully explaining it. It does it here, but 5% chance to duplicate fruits, right? And if say you have 8, that's a 40% chance baseline. But the ant has a extra 5% for candy fruits, which is like candy blossom. The honestly getting overrated at this point. Freaking tree at this point. But I have the other one where if I could wish I could show you where he's at. That is much better and much more prioritized, I think, for this event since you're picking up a lot of fruit. Is the red giant ant. I'm sure he has a red giant ant counterpart. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, I'll show you guys quickly right here. Pets, red giant ant. So the red giant ant does the same thing, but it's extra 5% chance for fruit. And that personally makes it better to me because there's a lot more fruits in this game than there is candy items in this game. Because the candy items is only from the Easter event, which I miss sadly. But anyways, so when I equip as much ants as possible. Once again, if you want me to do a tip video on how I got my max equips, I can give that. It's not that hard. But I equip the most amount of ants I can if possible, and when I have the perfect fruit, I pick it up. So if it says lucky dupe, you got the same thing, I can use it for the next rotation because the recipe does rotate. It's no random thing. It's the same recipes over and over again. So let's say, let me pick up my. I'm gonna show. I mean, hopefully I can show you guys the example. I'm gonna bring out my ants. I said it's gonna be a short video, but it ended up being long. But it's not much longer, honestly. But I just wanted to make sure I explain these because I don't know. I watched that video and after just someone just telling them get the plants you need, it didn't feel like enough information. So let me see. Hopefully I have a big enough blueberry. I think I do. Let's try it. Let's see. See? Oh, it's not big enough. But see how it says you got a bonus? It's the exact same fruit and size. All right, let's pick up this one. Okay, that was not. Oh, geez, I'm getting cooked right now with the sizes. I may have to come back to this later. Oh, okay, here we go. See? 0.7 kg, and it duplicated, so I can use it for the next round now. Perfect. See, this is like I think the best trick because it literally will save you so much time and literally resources if you get a duplicate of it for next time. So that's like the main last trick I wanted to give. Let me see if I can show you guys one more time because I think I do have a 0.06 orange tulip that I can pick up. Let's check over here. Okay, I did pick it up, but it didn't dupe. That one's only 0.5. Get out of town. 0.7. Okay, I'm getting cooked by the duplicate. Whatever, you guys get the point though. If those duplicated, I could have had extras for the next time. But yes, that's basically my main optimal tricks for this event. Because this is how I was able to get the rotation done 3 times now. I'm running out of honey bad. I gotta start farming honey soon again. But also, I'll get on pollinating real quick. Because pollinating when you get these new fruits can take a while. Because outside of like only certain pets, you can only really do it during the hour event. So what I would suggest is I'm gonna base this on pets that are not from the anti-egg because people are doing this event to grind anti-egg. So I'm gonna give my suggestions. I would say honestly, because of how strong this honey sprinkler is, I would say use honeybees because look, their cooldown is much lower than most of the other bees when it comes to pollinating plants. They're like the lowest because even the queen bee, which I do have, I can show you guys. I got a big one, but it took me so long to get this. Even the queen bee has like a 25 minutes to pollinate. So I would really suggest using honeybees to get your pollinations fast. And that's really much it. And if, of course, we can use the nectar staffs too. I have a bunch that I don't use to guide to maybe, don't mind most sprinklers, that's a trick. I probably won't care to share at the moment. If you want to, I could show, but it's probably going to get patched very soon. Say I want to pollinate. This is not guaranteed, by the way. I still have mushrooms I want to pollinate here, I think, so I'm going to place one here. Actually, I think most of these are pollinated. Oh, well. Anyways, when the pollination event starts, it's going to try to pollinate anything in this area. And that's basically it. That's all the advice I can give. Hopefully this helps you guys. And I hope to see you guys. If you guys really want to make more tutorial videos, because I honestly have been thinking about pet comps and thing comps to optimize selling, making money, this event, outside this event, farming gear. Just let me know. Thanks for watching.